the sand here is just perfect. Now, not all the time that is actually the case. And we go to these different golf courses, they've got no sand in, and all of a sudden our bunker game disappears off the face of the earth. Then we go to the complete other end of the spectrum, they've got too much sand, and that golf course has all of a sudden too much sand in, is the golf course's problem. But it might not be. Remember, the game is about adaptability. So we've got a very, very fluffy scenario here. I've taken some sand out over here, and it's fairly hard with a little bit of sand. Now, I've got a 60-degree K grind, and normally known as a bunker golf club. Now, at the end of the day, this is a really good grind and bounce. So I'm on some fluffy sand, going to the short side of shot, and that's actually pretty good. So you have a quick look at the sand there. I've gone fairly into the sand, there's a lot of it, but the sole and the bounce has kicked the lowest point up, so it doesn't go too deep. So therefore, actually, it's produced a really decent shot. Now, if I go to no sand, now this becomes quite difficult. Excuse the ping off the ground here. You can see how just far that's gone. That was very close to being a bit drop kicky, but you can see how fast it comes out. And all of a sudden, the amount of sand that's changed underneath the golf ball. If I've got next to no sand, this club becomes quite hard. Now, this all depends on, obviously, what your golf course conditions are like, what golf courses you play. There will obviously be some adaptability there, but if I was to go to an L grind 4-degree bounce and hit that shot just again there, and you can see there, it's so much easier to get that club into the ground, or the sand even, and get the club working underneath it. All of a sudden, the ball's popped out nice and soft, like it did on the fluffy sand. But you then go back to the fluffy sand with this golf club, and all of a sudden it's a little bit too easy to go straight underneath it. And all of a sudden you can see how much sand I can take, and so much easier to go into the sand, just purely for the fact that I don't have the sole there, I don't have the bounce there, it's not kicking it back out the sand, it's just digging to the lowest part. So I would normally therefore use really an M grind. I don't normally miss in bunkers. I know that's normally famous last words, and I play around lots of different golf courses, so the sand always changes. I'm quite shallow with my divots. I normally pick it off, so actually an M grind works out quite nicely, so I can work into the sand, and I'm pretty good at picking out a fluffy sand, so I just don't need that much of a sole to kick up that low point. So for me, this is really versatile. I can sort of work into no sand as well as then pick it off quite nicely when it comes to the thick sand. Understanding what course conditions you're playing in, understanding actually the type of swing you put on it. Are you someone that takes really deep divots in the bunker, or are you someone that just clips it off the top? Because a club, and regarding bounce and grind, is going to be hugely important to make sure the fact that you're getting the right amount of sand so you can get the right ball speed and flight to get to the hole.